Your heart is like a house. It has many rooms. Rooms for family, rooms for friends, rooms for work, rooms for hobbies. But there is one room, a sacred room, the throne room, the room where the master of the house lives. And you keep putting people in that room. You keep expecting people to fill that space. A friend, a partner, a family member, a child, a lover. You give them the keys to the throne room and say, complete me, understand me, make me happy, do not leave me. And when they inevitably fail, because they are human, and that room was never designed for human hands, you feel betrayed. But the real betrayal is not theirs, it is yours, to yourself, for asking them to be what they cannot be. In this video, we are going to understand something that will transform your relationships and your peace. The moment you stop putting people in that sacred room, everything changes. Your heart aches. You feel empty, incomplete, unheard. So you look around for someone to fix it. A person, a relationship, someone who will finally understand you. You find someone, you open your heart, you say, please stay with me, please love me, please make me feel whole. And for a while it feels like they might. They say the right things, they show up, they care. But slowly something shifts. They disappoint you, they misunderstand you, they are not perfect, they have their own problems, their own limitations, their own needs, their own humanity. And in that moment you feel betrayed. But the betrayal is not theirs, it is yours to yourself, because you asked them to fill a room that was never designed for them. Your heart has a throne room, a sacred space, a place where only the one who created you can sit. No person, no matter how much they love you, no matter how much they try, no matter how sincere they are, no person can sit in that throne room. That space is reserved, it is sacred, it is for Allah alone. When you put a person there, you are asking them to be Allah. You are asking them to be all-knowing, all-powerful, all-merciful. You are asking them to never change, never hurt, never leave, never fail. And when they do, when they inevitably do, because they are human, you feel shattered. But the shattering is not because they failed you. It is because you put them in a place they were never meant to be. A person can love you today and be distant tomorrow. They can understand you in one moment and misunderstand you the next. They can promise to stay and then leave. They can mean what they say and then change their mind. This is not their fault. This is their nature. They are human. Humans are changeable, but Allah is not. Allah is eternal, unchanged, unchanging, forever the same. How can something imperfect fill a heart perfectly? How can something changeable satisfy a soul that needs stability? How can something temporary complete something that was designed for the eternal? You are trying to build your happiness on sand, and you wonder why it keeps collapsing. Every time someone changes, your world shifts. Every time someone leaves, you feel abandoned. But what did you expect? You built on something that was never meant to last. If you had built on the eternal instead, on the unchanging, on the one who never leaves, your foundation would be unshakable. No one could take it from you. No one could destroy it. You suffer more from your expectations than from people's actions. You expect a friend to call you every week. When they do not, you feel hurt, but they never promised to call you every week. You created that expectation in your mind. You expect a family member to appreciate your efforts. When they do not acknowledge it, you feel unvalued, but they never agreed to be your source of validation. You created that invisible contract. You expect your partner to always understand you. When they misunderstand you, you feel alone. But they are not a mind reader. You create created an image of how they should be, and then you punished yourself when they acted according to who they actually are. Most of your emotional pain does not come from what people do to you. It comes from what you expect them to do. You create an invisible contract. You sign it alone. The other person has no idea it even exists. And then when they fail to fulfill this contract they never agreed to, you feel betrayed. But the real betrayal comes from your own expectations, not from their actions. You think, if I stop expecting from people, I will become cold, detached, uncaring. But the opposite is true. When you stop expecting, you start loving. Because love is not about demand. Love is about giving. Real love does not keep score. Real love does not expect reciprocation. Real love does not demand understanding. Real love gives freely, forgives easily, and walks away peacefully when necessary. When you stop expecting your friend to call, you appreciate it when they do. It becomes a gift instead of an obligation. When you stop expecting your family to validate you, their acknowledgement becomes a blessing instead of a requirement. When you stop expecting your partner to always understand, their efforts to understand become genuine instead of demanded. You give without fearing loss. You care without controlling. You love without chains. This is not coldness. This is freedom. This is the purest form of love, because it is not fed by your need. It is fed by your sincerity. Here is the paradox. The more you stop expecting from people, the more Allah brings the right people into your life. When you stop chasing validation, sincere people find you. When you stop demanding love, genuine hearts are drawn to you. When you stop begging for understanding, people who truly understand appear. Why? Because when your heart is no longer desperate, people no longer feel the pressure of being your source. Your relationships become healthier. They become lighter. They become genuine. You are no longer trying to extract something from people. You are no longer using them as emotional bandages. You are simply present with them. And they are simply present with you. And in that presence, real connection happens. Not because you demanded it, but because you released the demand. You feel empty, you feel incomplete, you feel like something is missing. So you think, I need to find someone, I need to be in a relationship, I need to be loved. But the emptiness you feel is not from missing people, it is from missing Allah. Your heart was designed to be filled with remembrance of Allah, with connection to Allah, with worship. You can fill it with entertainment, with work, with friendships, with relationships, with achievements. But it will still hunger, it will still feel empty, because none of those things fit. The heart is like a lock, and the world offers many keys, but none of them fit except the remembrance of Allah. The moment you turn back to Him, you feel a familiarity, like you are finally home after wandering for years, trying to fit in places not meant for your soul. This is the secret. The emptiness is not a flaw, it is a compass pointing you back to your Lord. Do not run to the world when your heart is hurting. Run to Allah. Do not search for someone to fix you. Ask Allah to heal you. Do not wait for someone to understand your pain. Tell Allah what no one else can hear. When you finally allow Allah to be your comfort, your support, your listener, your provider, your refuge, your friend, happiness stops being fragile. No one can break you with their absence, and no one can control you with their presence. Your heart is sick, not from people leaving, but from disconnection, from forgetting. And the medicine for this sickness is gratitude and worship. Gratitude is not just saying Alhamdulillah with your tongue. Gratitude is a way of seeing. It is a shift in perspective where you stop looking at what is missing and begin to appreciate what is already there. When you are grateful, life becomes rich, not because you have more, but because you notice what you have. You notice the warmth of the sun, the taste of water, the sound of laughter, the ability to breathe. These are miracles disguised as normalcy, but you only see them when you are grateful. Worship is not a ritual, it is rehabilitation for the heart. Just as the body needs food to survive, the soul needs salah and Quran to stay alive. You cannot expect peace while starving your soul. The heart becomes restless when disconnected from Allah, and only worship can return it to balance. Salah straightens your inner chaos. Vikar cleanses your thoughts. Quran is oxygen for a suffocating soul. When you are distressed, the Quran removes heaviness. When you feel lost, remembrance anchors you. When you are overwhelmed, prayer clears your heart. This is not religion, this is medicine, this is survival. You dress a certain way because people are watching. You speak a certain way because people are listening. You behave a certain way because people are judging. You are performing constantly. And the exhaustion of that performance is what is breaking you, not people, but your attempt to control their opinion. When you stop performing for people and start living for Allah, something shifts. You no longer need to impress anyone. You no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer need appreciation as fuel. You are no longer emotionally hungry because your sustenance comes from worship, not validation. Your identity becomes grounded in sincerity, in who you are between you and Allah, not in how people see you. The judgment of the world becomes irrelevant compared to the acceptance of Allah. And that shift brings peace deeper than applause ever could. You fear loneliness, you fear being alone. You fill every silence with noise, every moment with company. But loneliness becomes peaceful when your heart is accompanied by Allah. You no longer need company to escape yourself. You become friends with your own soul. You are no longer running from silence because silence becomes a place where Allah fills you with calmness. Solitude is no longer emptiness, it is sanctuary. It is where your heart finally breathes. In silence you hear yourself. In silence you hear Allah. In silence you remember who you are and you realize you have never been alone. Allah was always there. You just had not noticed because you were too busy looking for someone else. Someone praises you, your heart contracts with joy. Someone criticizes you, your heart contracts with pain. You are not free. You are at the mercy of other people's words, other people's moods, other people's actions. But when your happiness comes from Allah, you remain calm, whether praised or ignored. You remain gentle, whether loved or rejected. You remain stable, whether people stay or leave. You interact with others out of kindness, not dependence. And this balance makes you unshakable. Because when you let go of expectations, nothing can steal the peace Allah has placed inside you. Your heart is not broken because people failed you. Your heart is broken because you are asking them to be what only Allah can be. Let go of expectations, not from coldness, but from wisdom, from understanding. Stop putting people in the throne room. That room is sacred, it is reserved. Instead, fill the other rooms with genuine connection, with sincere love, with healthy relationships. But keep the throne room for the one who never changes, the one who never leaves, the one who is enough. And watch how your entire life transforms. Not because people change, but because you change how you see them. Oh Allah, teach us to let go of expectations from people. Teach us to place our trust in you alone. Teach us to find our happiness in your remembrance. Heal our hearts from the wounds of expecting too much from imperfect beings. Fill the sacred room of our hearts with your presence. Strengthen our connection with you. Make us grateful for what people give and peaceful with what they do not give. Make us whole through you, complete through you, happy through you. Ameen. Today, identify one expectation you have been holding from someone, write it down, look at it, realize they never promised this to you. You created this invisible contract alone. Now let it go, release it, and replace it with something realistic, something kind, something free. Notice how much lighter your heart becomes. Notice how much more genuine your love becomes. Because when you stop expecting, you start appreciating. And that is when real peace comes.